Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of What the Quote. I know it's been a minute, and thank you for hanging in there with me because I have been creating beautiful and wonderful things. The quote that I want to start with today is by Dean Ornish. It's really simple, it only has a few words, and it is Awareness is the first step in healing by Dean Ornish. Awareness. Let's talk a minute about awareness. So, the easiest way for me to describe awareness is it's easier to see it in other people. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is so often we are very aware of the behavior of other people, how they look, how they dress, what they say, how they respond, how they react. Um, we can see when they're triggered. We can see when their feelings have been hurt. We are very aware of how other people are showing up in the world. However, there are times, most of the time, when we are not aware. We don't have self awareness as to how we are showing up in the world. How are we responding? Are we aware of our thoughts, how we're feeling? It's really easy to ignore yourself and then concentrate on other people because it's easy. It's easy to judge. It's easy to judge other people. That's one of the reasons why I think so many people have issues with meditation, because with meditation there is this quieting of the mind that has to occur, and most people don't want to quiet their mind. Most people want to just continue to be in motion, doing things, going here, going there, talking to this person. But meditation really requires that you get quiet enough to listen to yourself, God, spirit, so that you can get information and then use the information that you have been given. I call it downloads, I call it a nudge, that you are quiet enough to hear what your greatest being is trying to tell you. But if you're not listening, you can't hear it. Awareness is the first step to healing. So let me give you an example. So recently, let me see, I must be maybe December, 4, almost 5 months in to healing. I've been having 2 sessions a month with the shamanic healer. And the thing that I love about shamanic healing is that there's an awareness. You go back and feel and create the first time that happened through a memory. Feel it 100%. And then that allows you to begin the process of healing it. But so many times we don't want to do the work that it takes to heal ourselves, because it does take work. And the first piece of that work is an awareness. And, one of the beautiful gifts of awareness is that it shifts you from judging and being a victim to standing in your power, to being aware of, oh, this situation happened. That person responded that way. Oh, and that made me feel this way. Going back and feeling 100% of how that felt, and then releasing the feelings and the emotions that are tied to that, because that's what we're holding on to, is those feelings and those we're carrying those like bags of luggage into all of our experiences, our relationships, our friendships. And there's no release because we just want to continue to blame people, be a victim, or judge other people for the things that they have done. Awareness is a beautiful gift if you will allow it to be. It takes courage to come off of automatic pilot and say, you know what? Okay, this happened. Okay, but what is this here to teach me? That's one of the beautiful gifts that I got in the program that I took with Iyanla was, I call them Iyanla isms. And one of the isms was every lesson, everything is a lesson that God would have you to heal. So anything that happens in your life, what is the healing? Once you get the healing, you release the hold of the experience that happened in the past. But you have to be open to noticing, having an awareness of what happened and the beauty of it. Iyanla calls it being curious about it. I wonder why that happened. I wonder why they did that. I wonder why I responded the way I responded. And so I'm going to give you a quick tip that you can use to start to become more aware. But I got to tell you that it requires that you come off of automatic pilot. And so when you see somebody do something and you judge them, maybe it's, the easiest example is traffic because most of us are in traffic at least a couple times every day or a few times a week, depending on what your lifestyle is like. So say if you're sitting at a red light and the person is not watching, as soon as that light turns green, they do not take off. As soon as and so, how quick are you to blow the horn? Or do you give it a breath? Do you give them a moment? And then, I wonder what they're doing. Are they okay? What's going on? Instead of, the words that we can use when we are in traffic, because I would be willing to bet 9 times out of 10, you have also been that first person at the head of the line, at the light. And maybe you did not pull off just when the light went, and maybe you heard a horn behind you. And so when we are at this place where we are looking at the behavior of someone else and we're judging it, ask yourself, when have I done that too? I wonder when I've done that. When have I sat at the light too long? When have I been upset and taken it out on somebody else? When have I, whatever it is, you fill in the blank, because that is going to give you an awareness of, oh, I do that too. Oh, this is when I did that. Oh, I did that 2 weeks ago. That's where the awareness of yourself and your behavior will begin to come in. Another thing that you can do is begin or try again to meditate. Listen, it is the greatest gift that you can give yourself. And I get a lot of people are tied around, I can't sit there. I thought my nose starts itching. I start thinking about what I got to do, what I'm going to cook for dinner, where I got to go to the grocery store. All that's normal. Know that all of that is normal. The point is, you have the thought, oh my gosh, I want some collard greens. I want some kale. That's what I'm cooking downstairs. I'm cooking greens. I want some greens. And then you're like, okay, that thought came. Okay, let me release it. Let it go. And then you're able to sit there for a few more seconds, maybe 30 seconds. Then it grows to a minute. And then before you know it, you've been sitting quietly, just listening to you breathe. for 2 minutes, and then you grow to 5 minutes. Give yourself ease as you start to do something new, but try meditating. They have 100 different types and kinds, sound, guided. You can do a walk, meditate. You just go outside, walk without any headphones or anything on, and then just notice the things that you're noticing while you're walking. That's a practice in awareness that you're able. One of the things I drove. Me and my husband were going to get some ice cream, and I drove, and I could see him like basking in the noticing and the awarenesses of what he was seeing, because usually he drives. And so, this house, oh my gosh, I didn't know they built that there. I never noticed this, that. When did that, this restaurant moved? I didn't notice. Like, all of that you're able to notice if you will allow yourself the ease and the opportunity to do it. And so, know that awareness is the first step in healing. So this week, your assignment is to take a walk outside, just you and nature, and notice what you're noticing. Be aware of what is in your awareness. Or I'm going to say do 2 minutes of meditation and breathing. And then let me know how it goes. Because awareness is the first step in healing.